All right, today is October the 21st, 2015, and we're watching the Northeast Pacific Infrared Loop, the Rainbow Loop, and we're watching, this is Tropical Storm Patricia right here. This formed today, and this storm has 65 mile per hour winds and is moving to the west, I believe. We'll check that here in a minute. And this is Olaf, Hurricane Olaf, which is diminished to 120 mile per hour winds despite tracking due west through the ocean here, and the water temperature is fairly consistent through here. So, we also see a blast pattern around the edge of this storm. So it's gone from 150 mile per hour winds yesterday to 120 mile per hour winds today. And we can see some of that blast pattern evidence right here. There's a wave right here on the first few frames right there moving out all the way around. So they've been hitting this storm, and it's been weakening gradually. So that storm is now at 120 mile per hour winds. Let's go take a look at the Hurricane Center information. Okay, so this is Olaf. We've got maximum winds of 120 mile per hour, sustained winds. We've got movement northwest at 9 miles per hour and a core pressure of 958 millibars. So this storm has weakened, and we know why. Now let's go back and take a look at Patricia. This is a tropical storm, Patricia, 65 mile per hour winds, core pressure of 994 millibar, and it's moving west northwest at 14 miles per hour. Now this storm has a forecast to make a right turn and go right up into Mexico. So, and that looks fairly obvious when we look at the infrared, or rather the water vapor loop here for the Northeast Pacific, because of all the high pressure that's been built in right here on the tail of this low pressure. This is still mid and upper level low pressure right here, and there is a transmitter applying heat all through here. And we can see where this thing is plowing a path right here. It's just bulldozing a path of hot air right here. And that will, among other things, block this moisture flow right here from getting up into California, and also the tail of Olaf right here. So this whole area, this channel of hot air, high pressure, is going to keep all this moisture to the south. All right. Now, we have another huge moisture flow moving out of the Aleutian Island area, Bering Sea right here, and we have heat being applied right here. We can see that. All right. And this is moving right into the west coast, and there is another trough forecast to move into California. We have this is a former storm right here, which has been squished by a HARP transmitter. There's really not a whole lot left of that core. We'll take a look at that on the surface analysis map. But there is a large cold front associated with that system right there that swings all the way down right here. And we'll take a look at that as well. But we still have a dry air over Southern California. Right now, the temperature is 68 degrees. We've got 44% relative humidity right now at about 10 minutes to 10 p.m. on Wednesday. All right, so we've got a lot of moisture moving here, and they are trying to build in high pressure right here. Let's go take a look at some of these surface maps real quick. This is the sea level pressure analysis, and we can see that there is a high indicated here, 1,024 millibar surface high right through here. And this is the only place this is showing up. It doesn't show up on the 500 millibar or the 300 millibar charts, only right here. And they're trying to set this up to block some of this moisture that is heading towards the west coast. Let's look at the 500 millibar chart. We can see that high pressure is still, or rather this low pressure system is still well in charge of the southwest area right here. This is bringing a lot of crazy weather into Flagstaff and different locations in Arizona, as well as New Mexico. So we've got Arizona right here where that low is hanging right over. There's actually snow in Flagstaff, which is about 7,200 feet, Flagstaff, Arizona. All right, let's look at the 300 millibar. Also, look at this. We can see the indent here where that high is starting to build in right here. This little squiggle here is and there's a little squiggly right there where that high is being affecting the charts here at that level, 500 millibar. All right, let's look at the 300. All right, here we see a big indent here, and that's where that high is starting to develop. All right, and we can also see that these pressure lines right here have changed. These isobars are not, there's not a huge trough like there was here a day or two ago. There's the 500 millibar chart again. And now they're saying that this thing may drop down at some point. We'll have to see what happens. But let's go back to the big map once again. And there's just a lot of dry air that's being installed right down in Southern California and all around here. That'll block the moisture from these two storms. And also, they're trying to isolate this low from this moisture field here. This is Patricia. Actually, the core of Patricia is actually right here. It's barely showing on the edge of the graphics here. So Patricia's just right up against the coast, the mainland of Mexico. But anyhow, this moisture field is going right up, and they're creating a division here. Is what's happening, and so this moisture field will not get tangled up and continue to feed this low pressure right here. All right, let's go look at the. All right, here's the rainbow loop once again. We can see it looks like this area is being hit with microwave. There's just specific characteristics about the shape of these clouds and the movement of. It just looks like there's a blast pattern here. Although it isn't totally obvious, it does look like they're hitting that with heat. All right, and this storm here is being hit with heat. We can see some of that evidence down here, right along there. All right, so when this storm turns up towards Hawaii, they're gonna really start hitting it. So we'll keep an eye on that. And it still has an eye wall right here. Olaf still is trying to maintain an eye wall. All right, let's go ahead and look at the. This is the East Pacific water vapor loop. We can see the core of Patricia right here as that storm moves to the west-northwest. And over here is Olaf, which is 120 mile per hour winds. And all this dry air is just moving all this moisture right back through Texas and out towards the East Coast. All right. Here is the infrared loop, same map. All right. Okay, here's just the wide shot. This is the tropical Pacific wide shot. We can see the entire situation here. See that low pressure spinning right over Arizona. They've got heat all through here. Presumably a HARP transmitter is causing this here. Once this low moves off to the northeast, let's go back and look at it here. Once this low moves off to the northeast, it'll just rebuild. But as long as it's near California and down in this area near Baja, they have heat on it. So I find that very interesting. The fact that these lows move off across the country and then they rebuild and dump plenty of rain. But when they're right over California, we always see the heat come on real strong so that there's no rain. And we'll watch what happens here. This moisture field will move in, and they're trying to build in high pressure all through here. So we'll keep an eye on all that. All right. So there is the infrared loop, the wide view. And it's not a very good picture. It's kind of overexposed. All right, let's go on here. This is just the geostationary image browser satellite, SSEC. You can see what's happening here. It's the water vapor loop. Doesn't look like there's, I can't really see chemtrails right at the moment, but they probably are spraying up in this area here. Okay, all right, let's look at the surface analysis map, and we see that storm a couple of days ago right here is weakened to 988 millibar pressure. So this thing has been totally flattened out, but there is still a large cold front right here. It extends all the way, almost all the way out to Hawaii right here, and there's a high right behind this cold front, and we have, this is identified as a developing gale right here as this moves towards the west coast. So we will keep an eye on all this and see what develops. That's pretty much it. All right. That's pretty much it for today. We'll go ahead and post this. By tomorrow, Patricia over here will probably be a Category 1 hurricane. So we'll have 2 hurricanes on October the 22nd. All right. So that's it. We'll do another one tomorrow.